Good morning. Good morning. First, our deepest gratitude to our co-organizers, the Promise Institute for Human Rights at UCLA Law. Special thanks to Kathy and her whole team for making this possible. I'm going to pile on the thank you wagon for Eric Israelian, whose foundational role in both the Promise and Aurora brings us together in Los Angeles for a second consecutive year. Looking out, I see a lot of new faces, so you might not have known we were here last year too. Stay tuned, might be back next year. To the Promise team, the law school, and the broader UCLA community, thank you for opening your academic home to the vibrant network of Aurora humanitarians and their supporters. Welcome to the forum. We're gathering in a moment of great need in the world. We need foresight, we need longer-term vision, we need stronger leadership across sectors and more cross-sector experience to help us get there. We need more partnerships to get the most out of constrained resources, attention, time, funding. Along with these pressing needs, I'll add more compassion, more empathy, more humanity. That can mean a lot of different things to a lot of different people, so let me expand. In another room, it might even draw an eye roll. Looking around this room, I'm relieved to see that's not the case, because that bodes well for the rest of our conversation. For Aurora, what I mean by more humanity is amplifying the stories and impact of humanitarians, specifically the human in humanitarian. The remarkable individuals taking courageous action every day to make their corner of the world better for their families, their neighbors, their communities. Aurora humanitarians show up as educators, healers, activists, artists. They span 6 continents. Special thanks to our Australian friend for really juicing the stats on that one. Thank you. They have collectively impacted the lives of tens of millions of people. Their stories arrive from humanity's worst, but they highlight our absolute best. We do what we do because of our founding principle of gratitude in action, the impulse to help when you've been the beneficiary of the courage and kindness of others. For all the shortcomings, all the needs of the world today, we can all still think of someone to whom we're grateful for helping us in ways both big and small. For our co-founders, it was characteristically big ways. The late, great Vartan Gregorian, Ruben Vardanyan, and Nubar Afeyan came together at the centennial of the Armenian genocide. Rather than taking the traditional, very understandable approach of focusing on perpetrators and their victims, they decided to look at the survivors and those who enabled their survival, those who saved them. They founded Aurora on behalf of the descendants of the survivors of the Armenian genocide, in gratitude to those who saved them. I've said that a lot, it is a mouthful. Without whose kindness and courage 100 years ago, millions of people around the world today would not exist. Looking around, I see many in this room. I can tell you right now, you've got at least one on this stage. They expressed this gratitude, they put it into action by creating the $1 Million Aurora Prize for Awakening Humanity, awarded to an individual who's risked their own life to save others. 10 years on, the prize remains our flagship initiative and has impacted the lives of over 3.5 million people in over 60 countries across 480 plus projects. The prize is given in the form of a participatory grant, that is to say, the laureate receives part of the prize as an award for a job incredibly well done, but they actually go on to reallocate most of that funding. In so doing, they continue the cycle of giving, they uplift humanitarians around them, and we do this, at the heart of this approach is really the firm belief that they are the best situated, the best positioned to decide how that funding gets allocated. We hope, humbly, that because of their work, because of that participatory grant, there will be another room, another stage, 100 years from now, 5 years from now, 50 years from now, you name it, that can express their gratitude, that are there because of their actions. So it took us around the world and through time for a little bit there. I'm going to bring us back into this room now, into this moment. We held the inaugural Aurora Humanitarian Summit in this very room yesterday. We have here with us 40 Aurora humanitarians from around the world. Those are individuals who have come through the prize process and have traveled here to be with us today. We also brought in their LA-based counterparts for working sessions on the toughest issues that they're facing collectively, wherever in the world they are. No surprise, those turned out to be visibility and funding. I told them in opening that session that this is the place to be. This is the room to be in. And I can see many of them are back today, so I don't think they disagreed, and we can trust them on that. I've talked about the local humanitarian leaders in this room, but we've got a strong contingent of locals of another type, Angelenos and UCLA community members. There are a lot of places we could all be this week, especially together. We've chosen to be here to hear from our peers, our heroes, our friends, and our friends-to-be. Collectively, we're all striving to shape a world that is just a bit better out there, and that starts in here, in this room. We can create together here today, even just for a few hours, the world that we want to see outside, and so I say, let's try. That's what this forum's all about. It's about coming together across borders and perspectives to ask hard questions, seek bold answers, help the helpers, and spark hope in the process. You'll hear from grassroots humanitarians, activists, legal thinkers, researchers, emerging leaders, and so many more. These individuals are challenging the status quo. They're pushing for justice, dignity, and peace in ways that are deeply human and deeply urgent. Our conversation today will tackle real stories and real struggles that can no longer be ignored. I invite you to experience them with the wonder and curiosity they're due. What gives me the greatest hope is the combination of diversity and unity in this room. We come from different backgrounds, we're coming from different types of days, different mornings, but we all have a shared commitment to making a meaningful difference. We envision a future where humanitarian and human rights emphasize together what they have in common, which is, of course, human. Specifically, those who are in and of their communities, wherever they are around the world. Thank you once again for choosing to be here, part of today. Let's do this together in this room out. Now for the good stuff. Our first session of the day, the Global Pulse Check. It is a big topic, but our panel are more than up for it. We're going to turn to the state of the world navigating the complexities of 2025. I'm going to set the stage a little bit and then pass it over to the experts. Global aid fell in 2024. The recent elimination of U.S. federal funding has led to dramatic cuts from development and humanitarian assistance, as other important donors are making similar decisions to reduce funding for humanitarian assistance. New data from the UN indicates that local organizations, especially those led by women, by refugees, have been some of the hardest hit. The first panel I'm about to call up will explore how we got here and what we can do to anticipate and adapt to the world that it's become since all these developments. Guiding the conversation is Nick Kristof, Pulitzer Prize-winning journalist and opinion columnist at the New York Times, whose decades of reporting have spotlighted both the urgency and the hope at the heart of global crises. Please join me in warmly welcoming our distinguished panel.